Hello and welcome to From Impossible to Inevitable. I am your host, Megan Bauer. Thank you so much for joining me today and pushing play on today's episode. For episode 93, I want to introduce to you a concept that I love. I love this concept so much. And I want to encourage you with it as well. So, this idea is simply you are magic. Now, here's what I mean by this. You have this incredible ability to create something where there wasn't something there before. You can make things disappear and you can transform things and you can influence a transformation in others. That is magic. It truly is. So I feel like we often overlook all the magic in our lives. There is so much magic in our lives. The fact that it is so easy for me to record a podcast and get it out on the internet where you can download it at your leisure and listen to it and pause it and come back to it and save it and share it or ignore it is incredible. It's so incredible. Now, I know we've got so many things that we can use to explain how all of the magic in our world works. Sure, that's a route you can take. It's so much more fun, to be honest, to just sit back and wonder. I don't feel the need to know how everything works. I just want it to work. And when it doesn't work, then I want someone to fix it. But even when someone fixes it, it feels like magic because that was something that I couldn't create. It was something that I couldn't transform. It was something that I couldn't make go away. And so when somebody else can do it, it's like, man, I appreciate you. Look at the magic that you have by your knowledge, by your skills, by the practice that you've put in, by all that you've cultivated within yourself. Look at all of this at your fingertips to create a difference in my life. And to that person who makes that difference, say it's the guy who fixes the AC, he's just doing his job. He doesn't see anything even remotely magical about his job. He just like, yeah, this was wrong. So I took that out and put this in and now it works. And you're just like, that's amazing. Thank you. That's how we all feel about what we can do. It's just like, oh, well, I knew this, I changed this, and I made your problem disappear. What? How are we not more appreciative and astonished by the things that people can do? I don't know. However, I take every opportunity that I see to let people know when I see the magic that they have to transform their world and influence the transformation of other people's worlds. I have had two specific teachers that my girls have had, one for each of them, that have really inspired transformations in them. They have sparked a love of learning. They have nurtured them. They have seen where they have a, what's the word I'm looking for? A tendency towards certain attributes. So specifically for my little one, her teacher was like, she's displaying leadership skills. So we're giving her these opportunities where she can grow those leadership skills. What? That's incredible to me that you see that in my kid and that you are doing things to foster those things. That is magic. My older daughter is making huge strides in her academics right now. And she is really doing things that she's never done before, like bringing home extra work and doing assignments on her own because, Mom, it would take too long for me to explain it to you. I can just get it done. Great. Get it done. I I don't need to know. If you know how to do it, then you just go ahead and do it. These are things that have been inspired by the teachers that they have who use their own special brand of magic to influence my kids in their growth and in their learning. And there are people with magic all around us. There are people who create things. Like, have you ever gone to an incredible restaurant with meals that are just like you don't know what to pick because they're all so good? And you're like, I could never make this at home. It feels like magic. But to that chef, it's just like, oh no, you use this and you use this and you cook it for this long or until it looks like this, and then there you go. And it's just like, no, it's not actually that simple. But to them, through their years of practice and effort and learning and knowing what ingredients go with what and how to cook them all and all of that, to them, it's not magic. They've they've just put the work in. But to us who haven't put the work in, who don't know, it is magic. Now, here's the thing that I want you to consider. You also have magic. It's not just the chefs and the teachers and the really good friend. You have the ability to create something where there wasn't something before. You can say, Megan, I am no artist. And I'm not talking about art necessarily. I'm talking about even if you cook dinner for your family or you give a gift and you create feelings of friendship or appreciation that weren't there before. There are so many things that you create in your world that you don't give yourself credit for. And think about the things that people come to you about. Think about the things that people appreciate you for or thank you for. These are things that you create and you make a difference with. And that is part of your own magic. Now, when I talk about things, making things disappear, I'm thinking about my house specifically, making the mess disappear. And I'm thinking about stains on clothing that my mom makes disappear. I'm thinking about problems going away because somebody came up with a brilliant solution and those disappear. I'm thinking about the friend who comforts me in my worries and makes my worries disappear. It helps my anxieties disappear. I'm thinking about those things. And those are things that you're capable of too. Those are things that you can make disappear as well. And why is that not magic? Because it totally is. Now, transformation is another incredible thing that you can do with your magic. And while you can't really transform people directly, you can inspire their transformation, just as my girls' teachers have done. They didn't force them into anything. They didn't, you know, there was, they just inspired them. They inspired their transformation by using whatever magic they have, their own special brand of magic, and the skills that they've cultivated and the things that they've learned and their way of caring. All of these things are combined into their magic that they have employed in the classroom that has inspired transformation. And I hope that with the podcast, that there are episodes that inspire transformation for others. I hope that I can use all the things that I've learned, all the experiences that I've had, all those perspective shifts that I have had, and the interesting ways my brain looks at situations to inspire transformation. That's the point. The point is to see something as impossible to begin with, and then eventually finding that it's inevitable or working towards the point where you're like, well, this is inevitable. I have done so much that now this just has to happen because we're on the path. It's inevitable. That's the point. I want you, though, to see your own magic. I want you to give yourself credit for it, and I want you to lean into it because we could all use a little bit more magic in the world. And we could all really enjoy what it feels like to use our own personal magic. I want that for you. I want that for everyone. And so I'm kind of going on a campaign of encouraging people to lean into their magic, to lean into the belief that they are magic and acknowledge that in themselves so that they can then use it for the benefit of others or to create things, to make things go away, to inspire transformations. One of my very favorite types of people who have magic are the entrepreneurs, because I feel like entrepreneurs, they have that sense of what they can create, how they can make a difference. Now, we all can do this. We can all create. We can all make a difference. The entrepreneurs, I feel like, take it a little bit farther. And I want to encourage you in that. I want you to lean into that, especially as an entrepreneur, because you can make a difference. You can make a huge difference if you lean into the magic that you have and just have faith that you will make that difference. So that's what I've got for you today. You are magic. I believe in you. And this is not the end of the You Are Magic conversation. This is just the beginning. And I hope you're here for it. I hope you are here for the open discussion within yourself of the magic that you have and how you can use that magic to create and make a difference and inspire transformations. Because the magic, like I told you, to you isn't magic. You get it. You know how you do the things you do. The magic isn't for you. It's for everyone around you. That's what it's for. It's for making a difference. It's for impacting others. That's what your magic is for. I'm going to leave it there before I start crying. Thank you again for joining me today on the podcast. I have some very exciting things coming up, and maybe we'll lean into the idea of magic a little more in the next episode, but you'll have to push play next week to find out. Thank you again. I hope you have the best day. And remember, you are magic. Bye for now.